What up, what up, what up, internet? Who you are, where you be, where you at, what you see. This is Pop Cult Parent, your favorite podcast that talks about life, pop culture, and everything in between. And there might only be three of us here tonight, but you know what? You make a fourth. And let's go, baby. We're talking about the Fantastic Four, the 20-something film by the MCU. When we're talking about it, I'm one of your hosts, Mark M.F. Jones, and I'm joined by...
This is Niels RY, aka Fantastic Four.
And with the heat. The fact that he doesn't know how to run a country successfully, whack. I hear he owes Luke Cage $200 till this day, whack. The fact that he got to name my own daughter because he delivered her, whack. The fact that he has to share the same live action actor as Iron Man, whack. His metal helmet, whack. His cape, whack. I'm Shannon, aka Read Any Size You Need Richards.
Woo! Bringing the heat. Bringing
Hey,
the
I'm
heat.
Doom
starting
caught a
my
stray. He ain't even in the movie. How did Doom catch a stray?
Doom over there holding his chest like, oh, Shannon. My
Oh,
word.
lovely. Stellar.
Shannon, you just turned Doom into a British woman. He's like, I've never. Like,
Doom's gonna be
Yo,
salty until we do our Doomsday
yeah.
review. He's just sitting there
And-
like, I got something for
I
you.
got, I got, I
Yeah,
got
yeah.
something, Shannon. We're gonna watch Doomsday, and like, Doom's gonna turn like to the camera, like, "This is for you, Shannon." That's when we all.
Everybody's gonna be
That's
like,
when I leave the
Wipe,
theater because I like it's
wipes
gonna
out
blow up.
wipes out 7 realities. Like, oh, okay, all right,
This is on
I got
you,
it.
Shannon.
I was unfamiliar with the game, Shannon.
Yeah.
And then we just like, damn dog, that's rough. Peace. He's just leaving.
hmm
Shannon has to
hmm
contemplate his toll on reality, what he did. But hey, we are talking about the Fantastic Four, the newest MCU movie. You know, fellas, it's been a long time coming. You know, people have been talking about what is the MCU going to do with like X-Men and Fantastic Four, and we have seen it. We've experienced it. You know, we're going to get into it. Nels, you got a little history, a little backstory for us. Why don't we just get into it?
So I won't go into the full history of the Fantastic Four family, but I think it's important to name a few things. First, I'll talk about the movie. The movie came out, the movie just came out. If you listen to this, the movie just came out.
Yeah.
Directed by Mark Shackman, and it features Pedro Pascal, Vanessa Kirby, Aban Rabach, Joseph Quinn, and Julia Garner, and several other folks. There's a dope cast. I actually appreciate
Very
everybody who
the
was in the
cast is
cast.
dope. You say anything
Yeah.
about this movie, the cast is
Cast is
stellar.
dope. Yeah, cast is dope. In case you were wondering, there was the budget for the movie was $200 million or upwards to $200 million. And it's made $382 million. Now, there's been some debate out here in the internet, in the interwebs, and maybe Mark, I don't know if you can dabble in. I feel like you just have an expertise when it comes to numbers. But in any typical kind of world, you look at 382 and you're like, that's stellar. That is great. But there's some debate on the internet on whether this is actually stellar. Like,
Hmm.
did they truly make a profit? There was a huge drop off from the first week to the second week. And
Yeah.
folks are, just commenting on that and saying that that's a sign that Marvel has kind of lost its edge. I They made $382 million, and it's still in the second week. So I don't see it, but I'm curious, Mark,
Yeah.
if you have some quick reactions to that.
Well, so a couple things. I think, man, I don't get. I'm messing up the timeline, but I think this is the first time in maybe 10 years that a DC film has outgrossed a Marvel film
Mm.
in a year. So Superman has outgrossed Fantastic Four and the Thunderbolts. Yeah, man, it's one of those things. It's like we said, like Batman versus Superman was not a failure financially, numbers wise, it wasn't,
Hmm.
but it didn't do what they were expecting it to do.
They're
And
expecting $1 billion movie.
yeah, yeah.
You know,
And who knows what Marvel was expecting? I think they definitely wanted a fresh start into phase whatever they're in, five,
Phase
six,
six. I think it's Phase
six.
six.
And I think that's one reason why we get no tie-ins to 616 because they want a fresh start. It all depends, man. It's like, could this be a failure? I say at the end of the day, financially, this will not be a failure because it's gonna make probably what four. It's probably gonna make 500, 600 million worldwide
Mm.
when it's all said and done. And they probably made their budget back, made their marketing budget back, but like it wasn't like the money maker like Endgame, Black Panther, whatever. That being said, I mean, I don't know, man. I don't think it's necessarily like the MCU's done or superhero movies are done because Superman made a bunch of money, and I think Disney is suffering from downplaying their product. They had this great product, and they're like, "Oh, well, here's a little TV show, and here's another little TV show." And MCU movies used to be this thing. You used to go to the MCU movie of the summer. Now they just like, well, like here's a little TV show and Disney Plus. And it's like they're even experiencing it with Pixar. It's like you had a product, you held it at high regard, and you watered it down. So what do
Mm.
you expect from your audience now? People are
Mm.
just like, oh, whatever. It's another show. It's another whatever. So I think they're gonna have to build back the trust, but I don't think the MCU's out. I'm just blown away, honestly. Like we've talked about this before, fellas. We got like 10 years, almost 20 movies of like A+ to B+ movies, just great films, and like a couple of okay movies, not even like duds, maybe like Thor and maybe like the Marvels you could consider duds. But people are like, that's it, the MCU's done, superheroes are over. And I'm like, yo, like chill, dog. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Oh no, we spoiled. No, that's all.
Yeah,
That's all. We
yeah.
spoiled.
Oh,
You
we
know,
are.
you bringing us heat after heat. We expected, heat. You know what I'm saying? So like, bruh, we got The Dark Knight in 2008. You know what I'm saying? And they have been trying to chase that
Yeah.
sucker
I
since. So
I want to say
I
that's
think
the
it's good.
last time a DC movie outgrossed the Marvel movie
Yeah, makes sense
was
because
2008 because
Iron Man.
Iron Man came out 2008 too.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
that's probably
So
it. That's probably it.
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah. I was gonna say what's wild too is now obviously if you're like we made a bad movie and we didn't make a lot of money. That's sort of the expectation. If it's a bad movie, a lot of people not going to see it. But I think it sort of hits different when it's like we made a good movie and a lot of people didn't go see it. Like because to me, I think it was a good movie. Like, I
Hmm.
haven't taken the
Yeah.
time to try to excuse me, to try to rank it to be like, where does it fall on Marvel, but I didn't see any issues for me that would say, oh, this is a bad movie.
Yeah.
But still, it didn't. And like you say, it's still not a failure, but money wise, they're like, hey, it's not making what we had hoped it would make.
Yeah.
And so it's like, still, you made a good product and people still didn't go see it. And I'm like, that speaks to something, because like you're
Yeah.
saying, we've probably seen so much that we're like, it's either a home run, obviously, your end game, your, everything like that, or
And
your Thor the Dark World, and it's
and
like it feels like
Hmm.
there is no in between.
and honestly, fellas, I think I think the MCU shot itself in the foot. Disney shot himself in the foot with this one. Yo, could y'all imagine? Spoiler, if you haven't seen the movie. I'm gonna fast forward to the end credit scene.
Great. And
Could
then I'm
y'all
gonna come back and talk actually about
Yeah,
Fantastic
yeah.
Four. Okay.
I'm just gonna. Could y'all imagine watching this movie? We don't know who's in Doomsday, all this stuff. We don't know RDJ is playing Doom. Could y'all imagine watching this movie cold turkey? At the end, you see that end credit scene, and Doom's there, and he takes off the mask, and it's RDJ. Could y'all imagine the just the blow up socially on the internet? And it's like I don't know why studios do this to themselves. Like
Mhm.
you like could you like just picture that like how crazy that would have been and we just would have been like what
Yeah, yeah,
how many
And
people
then
would have
they
saw this
announce,
movie, yeah, and
and
then they
then
announce he's
they do
playing
the
Doom,
announcement that he's playing
yeah,
Doom.
yeah, yeah. No, I mean,
I hate you
it
for bringing
reminds,
that idea out here.
yeah, and it
That would have been
reminds
crazy.
me of, I think you had mentioned this, Mark, like a couple years ago, but remember when Prey came out? I think you were saying that part of
same
part
thing,
of like the marketing or like from the beginning, what they were saying it was going to be They were going to put stuff out there, but you were not going to know it was a Predator movie until you were watching it
Yes,
and you saw the three dots. That
dog.
would have been crazy.
You can't pay for that type of publicity, word of mouth. Like, could y'all imagine just like the 30 people who are in Prey, just like, huh, it's a Predator movie. Like,
People would have legit got up.
yes,
They would have legit got up. They would have been running. There would have been pandemonium.
they would have ran
They would have
outside
ran
the
out the
movie
theater.
theaters.
Come in
Get in
here!
here! It's a Predator movie.
It's like, what?
People are running out of the movie when it's over, yelling at people like, "Don't go there! Go
Ringing
here!
the bell.
It's a Predator movie!"
Oh.
Sanctuary.
Yes.
But yeah.
All right. So the Fantastic Four, just who I'm assuming if you're a member of the pop cult, you know who the Fantastic Four is. But for giggles and for me to flex my comic book nerddom, I'll just talk a little bit about the first family of Marvel. And that's the first thing I wanted to share. This is the first family of Marvel. It doesn't mean they're the first characters, but this is the brainchild of Jack Kirby back in the day, and all the old school Marvel heads that came together and talked about this family. So we have Reed Richards. Reed Richard is the smartest dumbass in the history of Marvel. Like, yes, he is the smartest man, but he just does dumb stuff, and that is Reed Richards. He is consistent like that from when they started writing him till Pedro Pascal playing him in the movie. That's the character, and he can stretch, right? You have Sue Storm. She is known for beauty. I'll talk a little bit more about how Vanessa Kirby played Sue and what I really appreciated, and some things that she didn't do, which I think is hilarious and makes sense. But Sue Storm, Invisible Woman, so on and so forth. You got Johnny Storm, Human Torch. Human Torch actually was an original Marvel character. They remixed it and made Johnny Storm.
Oh, word.
Johnny Storm is technically the second Human Torch. Yes.
Oh man, I didn't know that.
Yes.
That's what's up.
That's why if you remember Spidey, actually he might be the third.
Yeah,
Because
Spider-Man and
Spidey
his
and
Amazing
Amazing Friends
Friends.
had a Human Torch there, and that
That's
wasn't
not
Johnny
Johnny Storm?
That's not Johnny Storm.
Oh,
Nope,
snap.
nope.
Yeah,
Okay.
didn't know that.
Yep.
I love
So,
I just love that show because like Spider-Man is Spider-Man and his two other superhero roommates, and they're like, what do you guys want to do now? Just-
save
I
the
don't know.
day.
I love it.
And then Ben Grimm, the Thing, he's very strong and he rocks. So, in case you were wondering, Mole Man is a character in the Fantastic Four. He's a lot more weirder in the comics than they made him out. This man was a businessman in the movie. He's a lot more weirder in the comic books. And there's mole people, and it gets funky. Like that looked like Manhattan. That's not what that's not what the mole civilization looks like down there. But that's one. And then the Future Foundation is real. It's in the comic books. The name of Franklin, or excuse me, the name of Reed and Sue's son is Franklin. They also have a daughter named Valeria. And yeah, I think, everybody knows who Galactus is, and
Yeah.
everybody knows that the Galactus has heralds. He has several heralds. I forgot the name of the herald that Julia Gardner plays in the movie.
Shalabal.
Yes, thank you.
Shalabal.
So,
Yeah.
So
if
is that
memory
not
serves me right, that's not what's his name, the
Oh,
original Silver
interesting.
Surfer, but
Oh,
that's his
interesting.
wife in a universe.
Oh,
So
Oh,
it's like
okay.
instead of him sacrificing himself for the planet, she sacrifices herself for the planet. Norman Rand, yeah.
Okay.
So she is a Silver Surfer. I don't think I've ever read any universe or iteration for her being Silver Surfer, but she does play a Silver Surfer
Yeah.
in a particular universe. There's a
I was
lot of heralds of Galactus, y'all. I'll get
well.
more into it later, but Galactus. If
He got a lot of
if you
he
live
got a lot
long
of
enough
plugs.
in the Marvel universe, you're gonna become a herald of Galactus. You know what I'm saying? It is a job that everybody gets. You know what I'm saying? It's like at one point you're gonna be doing an Uber driver. At one point you're gonna be
Dang,
a herald
man.
of Galactus.
I gotta get to this planet in 15 minutes, or I get no tip from Glass.
You know what I'm saying?
So I'm glad you mentioned that, Nels, because I was wondering Does the 616 universe have a Galactus, and we just haven't met that Galactus yet? You know?
It's safe to say that every version of a Marvel universe will have a Galactus. Galactus is like one of those beings that it just makes too much sense for a universe to not have a Galactus. So I think it's safe to say.
Can I ask you some, your comic book, knowledge? I want to ask you something about Galactus. Is it that he has to consume planets with living life, or he can just consume a planet? Like, why to get to Earth? I was like, dog, you passed eight other or seven, whatever other planets. Like, why did you have to like come to Earth?
Yeah, there needs to be like there needs to be like cosmic power, like
Mm,
nutrients within a planet. So like typically if a planet has that kind of energy, there's life on that planet.
got you.
So like Galactus don't want to kill nobody. The man just hungry. Like you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? He's just
Haven't we all
hungry.
been there?
You
Haven't
know
we
what
all
I'm
been
saying?
He's just a big fat boy. I'm
He don't
so
want
sorry.
this. You know what I'm saying? He's like,
Is
whether you there or not, it's not my problem. I'm
Oh man,
hungry.
is
Yeah.
Galactus the fat kid in the '80s movie? But guys, I'm hungry. He's like, oh, Galactus.
Yeah. Yo,
I'm
Yes.
something
sorry.
something I was reading or watching, it was and I don't know if it was more of a theory or just like a, well, this makes sense and leads into, but the so what are the things in Eternals? I forget like what was basically being born in the planet. Eternals, they plant their seed,
hmm
that cosmic energy would be there. So it was like, could it have been because Earth has one of those? He was like,
Mm.
I'm drawn to Earth because of, again, I can't remember what they're called in Eternals, but
I forgot what they're called. But yeah, Galactus is one of those.
yeah.
He's one
Well,
of
Oh,
those
okay.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
celestials.
But
Yeah.
also he would have wanted to eat Earth. Well, you know what I mean. In the end, Franklin Richards was here, but they were like, but some of
Mhm.
those planets may have had like the eternal things being born in them, and so it's like that's why I want to eat this planet because it has this energy.
Yeah, well, not to get super nerdy in
Yeah,
this.
yeah,
And
yeah,
I'm describing one version of a
yeah.
vast array of universes in Marvel, but the thing about so Galactus is a celestial. Like he's
Mhm.
one of those tall things. He's just a cursed celestial. It's like a celestial that became a vampire. So like
Oh, okay.
that's why he's obsessed with going from planet to planet because he can't get full.
He's
Like
Michael Morbius.
yes,
Felicia, I
plasma.
hunger.
Yes. It's
Plasma.
like cosmic energy. Like he just he craves it and wants it and he can't stop because it's like anytime he eats a planet, it's like getting a Ritz cracker and you're like, I'm still hungry. Like I gotta
Yeah.
go after it. So he still has all the powers of a celestial. He's actually stronger than a typical celestial because he's constantly digesting cosmic energy, but he's cursed and that's his curse. So
Mm,
just some context on Galactus.
Ooh.
interesting. Okay. All right.
Yeah,
Good history, man.
it was
Um,
happy to help.
before we get into it, like all my knowledge of the Fantastic Four was like hearsay. Before the first couple movies, it was hearsay. All my knowledge of the Fantastic Four was like cultural osmosis. It was like what my friends told me, what I saw. I didn't really read comics. There was that cartoon in the 90s, with Johnny Storm rapping or whatever.
Na, 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 Fantastic Four.
You get the human torch. And so, but like
Sorry.
I never, no,
Sorry,
no, no.
Paco. We had a moment.
I remember that song. You want some more? It's the Fantastic Four. But like, I always understood that like, man, to comic book readers, these four mean a lot to people.
Absolutely.
Like I was always a
Absolutely.
Spider-Man guy. Spider-Man was always my dude. But I was like, I'm not into these guys, but I understand this means a lot to people. Can you get into that a little bit, Nels?
Yeah, their nickname is the first family of Marvel.
Mm-hmm.
You are essentially growing like before there was Family Ties, before there was The Cosby Show. The family that folks were reading and watching were the Fantastic Four. Like the Richards family was what people were paying attention to. And so when they had a child, it was a big deal. Like you are watching this family come together, and there's drama in the like. Fantastic Four is not like an action comic book. It is an adventure and family comic book. You're constantly seeing Reed do dumb stuff that threatens the planet. They typically have to fly and go somewhere. Sue saves the day while everyone, the thing causes mayhem. Johnny just gets into stuff. You know what I'm saying? Johnny just gets
Yeah.
into stuff. Reed's in the corner doing his Deus Ex Machina plotting, and Sue's just trying to keep it all together. And you're like, all right, and then Doom comes in, talks trash, says he could do whatever Reed's doing but better, and then disappears.
Dog.
And then they come back, eat cereal, and then you read the next
I
issue,
don't
and the same
I
thing
don't know
happens.
I don't know much about the fours like backlore in history. I tell you what, I do understand from hearsay. Doom's got a hard on for Reed, dog. Whatever
Bruh.
it is, like
Mhm.
Doom. You thought Lex like Doom just
No, there's another level. There's another level. Dog, can I dabble
Yeah,
in?
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
First, I'll name, like, I am by no means a Fantastic Four expert. I've read several issues of Fantastic Four comics books, but I'm not an expert. I've also was raised on those cartoons. That's probably the first version of Fantastic Four I was introduced with, besides whatever the Spider-Man animated series said and did about Fantastic Four. And I've watched the first two movies. I did not watch Fan Four-tastic, even though I'm a big Michael B. Jordan fan, but I did not watch that because I don't want to hurt my feelings. Why? I don't want to waste my time or hurt my
We'll
feelings.
talk about
People
that
say it's
movie
not good, it's
later.
not
Yeah,
good.
yeah. I was hurt. I did watch it.
I'm sorry, Shannon. So Reed is there's several backstories and lores about Doctor Doom. The most well-known and popular one is Reed is so Doom, Reed, and Grimm all end up in the same college. Reed and Grimm are roommates. Grimm is the star football player, long hair, jock, typical jock, protects Reed because he helps him graduate, right? You know what I'm saying? Like Reed's just really
Hmm.
smart. Reed, pulled himself up by bootstraps. Nobody knows him, but he comes in and he's just really smart. Before Reed got into the picture, Doom was considered a prodigy. Like, this is going to be the smartest man. Like, we are lucky that this man's in our college.
Yeah.
Can't wait to see his brain in action. Grew up in horrendous conditions in Lavertia. Like, his backstory is wild and ridiculous. You would have thought he was a mutant the way he grew up. You know what I'm saying? But like his intellect was something that everyone appreciated, and he was like their prodigal son that they were sending off to the best school in the world, and hopefully
Hmm.
stuff would happen. And so he gets there, and every step of the way, Reed is better than him. Reed shows that he's smarter than him every step of the way.
Mm.
And he's like, damn, I can't do nothing. And so when they graduate and go off, what does this man do? Figures out a rocket, sends his entire family in space, and comes back with superpowers. And now they are seen as like the superheroes that everyone loves, right? Like no one hates on the Fantastic Four. They hate on Reed doing dumb stuff, but they
Yeah.
know in about a week or so, Reed's gonna save the day.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know?
yeah.
So they love them. They
Yeah.
love the Fantastic Four. And because
They're like
Doom
the
is a
Harlem
hater,
Globetrotters of like,
yes,
like
they're the Harlem Globetrotters of Marvel. You know, hey, look at it go! Look at it go!
they're in town again. Come on, dude. Oh, he brought dinosaurs back and almost killed us all, but he'll figure it out.
Yeah, yeah.
And not to jump ahead of the movie nails it. The movie
Yeah.
nails it. That's exactly how people feel about the Fantastic Four. Like, well, Dr. Richard said, turn off our lights. I guess we're gonna all turn off our lights.
Come on, homie.
I just gotta say, I laughed about that because there were no questions. It was like, hey, everybody, like not only is it just, oh, you're conserving power, it's like, no, turn your lights, everything completely off. And be like,
Well,
cool, yep, I'll do it.
my take on that, I think the movie is trying to show us like, hey, there's a point in time where we like band together to get things done. You know,
Mhm.
climate change, wars, whatever. You could not, bruh, you couldn't get three people to turn off their lights nowadays. Everyone is so me,
Mhm.
mine. And I think the movie's, like being like, hey, like before COVID, we used to try to band together, and that's just my take. Like it gave me the John F. Kennedy, ask not what you could do for your country, but what you could, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and I think the movie's like, hey, if we're gonna beat certain things like climate change, fascism, we gotta like lock it in.
Get ourselves together.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, in case you were wondering, like the movie nailed a lot of it,
Yeah.
but I think one of the best things they did was show like, oh, they really like them. They did a TV special on the family, a 30-minute TV night special on it's the anniversary of the Fantastic Four, and now they have a baby. Yes. That is how the Marvel Universe looks at the Fantastic Four. And going back to Doom, Doom was a hater. So I think the big things, like people started hating on Doom because Doom is a hater of the most popular family in on at least this side
Leave
of the
him
planet.
alone. Why
Like, come on.
alone?
You know that meme of like, murder? What murder?
What murder? Doom's
That's how
like,
they
he
feel about
could
him.
have killed us all. He's the best guy around. What murder?
Yeah. And so Doom is Batman. It's like, except instead of him going into the wild and learning everything and becoming like a jack of all trades, Doom's bad day, Doom's bad day was finding like being introduced to Reed Richards. So that is his moment. That what is it called? Like your what's the Spider-Man? What do they call it? Your moment.
Oh my
Nexus
God.
event, whatever.
Yeah.
That is Doom's Nexus event. If he never met Reed Richards, he wouldn't have gone off, learned sorcery, build Doombots, get his face messed up. He got to wear a mask all the time now. Like he met him, became Doctor Doom, took over his country.
You know what's funny, Nels? Because like I've seen like polls. It's like, would you rather like live in a world ran by like Magneto, Lex Luthor, or Doom? And like I've seen people like, yo, Doom is like a great leader.
Doom
like
is a
that's a great
phenomenal leader. Doom is a phenomenal. This thing,
free
like,
healthcare, like good
I honest to goodness believe, and this Doctor Doom is one of my favorite characters. I honestly believe if Reed Richards wasn't on our planet, Doctor Doom would be the greatest guy ever. He'd be awesome. His biggest fault is he's a hater.
He would have cured cancer. We'd have clean energy, like solar powered everything.
He just can't get past that hate. So he'd be like Tony Stark, Mr. Rogers. But like he gets the hate. He just can't get.
So Laverdia, the country he's from, like it is a war-torn middle, like Eastern Europe, like third world country, and because they have him, they are a superpower. They got him. They got that one guy, and they are a superpower. Don't nobody mess with Laverdia because they don't want to deal with him. You know what I'm saying? So when we talk about leaders, that country loves him. Some people might hate him, but damn it, that country loves him. Think about this. And I know y'all don't know Marvel like that, but I haven't read or seen anything where they're talking about we need to shut down Doom so we can have the people of this country run this country. They don't want a democracy. He's that good.
when the United Nations come, like, aren't you upset that Doom declared war? They're like, what murder?
What murder? They're like, no, we need him.
Yeah.
That's our guy. Leave him alone. Yes, he's weird and quirky and is such a hater. And so we got to deal with his ridiculous every now and then. But nobody messes with that country. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
that's Doom.
You see how they had their thing at like the UN or whatever.
And
there was no representation there. Mm-hmm. But again, that goes to your point. No sanctions, no anything there. Like you didn't show up representation. It's okay.
People are like, hey, dog, these lights are on. This water's hot. Food in our bellies. Like, they don't even care.
We knew what life was like before him. Since he's been here, I've gone to
Hey,
sleep full every night.
they
My
sleep
kind of
they sleep
guy.
easy in that country, dog.
And all right, very last thing. There's a specific story arc that talks about Doom being a ruler, and that is the newest version of Secret Wars. Doom takes over and like the world, all the worlds, there's something called incursions, all the worlds combine and the world is destroyed. And Doom saves the universe pretty
Yeah.
much and brings all of these universes together, takes it over and runs it. And the only reason it stops is because Reed Richards tries to shut it down. And Reed confronts, because some of his friends are like helping Doom run the planet. The only one who knows that the planet was destroyed and rebuilt was Doctor Strange, besides Doctor Doom. And Reed's like, why aren't you shutting him down? Doctor Strange, you a superhero. You know Doom's a supervillain. Shut it down. He's like, dude, Doom is killing it. Like I kid you not. Doctor Strange's like, he's doing a great job,
Yeah,
man.
he's
I didn't
kind of
want to
knocking it
stop
out of the
it.
park, dog.
Yeah.
Like, he's
That,
killing it.
that
They got
performance review.
healthcare, kids, their SAT scores are through the roof.
Like, he's really good at being
They
a
got
ruler.
Taco
I don't know what to tell
Tuesdays,
you.
free ice cream on Fridays.
And Reed is like pissed. Reed is like, this man tries to kill me all the time.
you know, no, it's so I can't. I don't know. I might be making this up. I feel like I've seen something like a cartoon, some type of media where like Doom is like ruling over a land, and like people are like, "This is wrong. You're wrong." And he's like, "Why?" He's like, "Everyone's happy. The water's clean." They're like, "You can't do this." And he's like, "But everyone's happy." And I'm like, "Yeah, why are y'all like effing with him? Like, everything looks pretty good to me."
Yeah.
Bias, because I'm a Doom fan, is because they're disgusted about the one flaw he has, which he's a hater of Reed Richards, and everyone loves Reed. Everyone loves him, and they're like, "How can you hate him? Look at him,
Look
it's
at
Reed
him.
Richards." And
Richards.
that is it. I honestly believe that is the only reason people hate on Doom.
It's like hating Michael Jackson in the 80s. You're like, "Oh, what? Michael?" Like,
Michael, you that's your problem. He made Thriller. You know what I'm
he made
saying?
Thriller. He made Thriller.
Yeah.
But
So,
yo, so fellas, let's get. What were your thoughts about this movie, man? What did y'all think?
Uh, I'll jump in real quick. I'm like, yo, they finally did it. Like, so like in terms of finally did it, they finally, to me, they made a good Fantastic Four movie. Now, I especially really like the Rise of the Silver Surfer. I haven't seen it in years, so I don't know how well it aged. You know what I mean? But I remember I'm going back to back then, the movies that we had available for superheroes. I was like, Fantastic Four, Rise of the Silver Surfer is probably like my like favorite of that and everything. Like I said, I don't know how well it aged, but of all the Fantastic Four movies, I feel like so many of the other ones we already the very first one, cool, we see it. Obviously, the one that we are that we won't even mention was at 2015, I think.
Fan
But
Fantastic.
yeah,
mhm.
fan
You can mention
fantastic.
it, Shannon, because Nels, you didn't see it, but like Shannon, you watched it.
Yeah, that was horrible. Like for
Mm.
real, the only thing I remember about it really was, oh, it had Michael B. Jordan in it. And then like somehow the last 5 minutes of the movie, they got their powers. Like that was
I
basically what it felt like.
I have never seen a movie in my life in its like last 15 minutes like be like, "Oh man, we gotta wrap this up." Like,
Mhm.
like, oh, this is a movie. Oh man, we gotta end this. I'll punch him, shoot that, go back in the portal, end of the movie. Like,
Yeah.
it's not even like
Cinema.
it's not even like they ran out of money. It's like they forgot they were a movie and they had to end in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
It is wild, dog. It is,
Yeah.
and I give the movie credit because it tries to bring a little horror, body horror element to it. It's like, oh, what if you woke up and you were like really stretchy, or you turned into a rock person, or you were on
Mhm.
fire? It like I give it credit for trying that, but dog, it is just like it. Even the way it starts, it's like hey, let's take this Nintendo 64 and we'll discover interdimensional, like
Yeah,
travel to other dimensions. Like, no,
yeah. You're
no,
gonna take that
like
64
that's
and you're
not
gonna
how it
play
works.
GoldenEye.
Yeah, yeah, and then even like so now uh, they don't go to space. They travel to another dimension, right? This is how they get their powers. So it's like Reed, Ben, and Johnny, they're like getting drunk. They're like, we need to go to the dimension ourselves because the government decides that they're gonna go. They're gonna send like soldiers to this dimension and not the four or whatever, right? So they're like getting drunk, like we need to go and we're gonna discover ourselves. And it's like we're gonna steal this top secret government stuff. And like, yo, y'all would get shot on sight. Like
Mhm.
there'd be no like why first of all, why are you in Area 51 just playing with the interdimensional portal? Like there'd be guards there, they're just like drinking around. I'm like, yo, this movie is wild.
Mhm. Yeah.
Enough said.
Yeah.
Enough said.
And
Disgusting.
then and then just my like sort of last thoughts on it. So like I said, in general, I enjoyed the movie and thought was we might hit on this a little more, but I'm like they're finally getting to this point where they can be a little goofy with comic book movies, and I'm enjoying that because like we've said before, in comic books themselves, like people they have bright yellow suits and like all types of wild looking uniforms. And I feel like, but up until now, to be real, really up until I feel like Superman this year, Superman and this movie, they've tried to have this element of how can we make it as realistic as possible.
Yeah.
When it's like when one, having superpowers is not, it's not that realistic. But then
Mhm.
I think because now we've been in these universes and things for so long, even as a reset, and they're like, okay, now people seeing superheroes as sort of a normal thing, and we're seeing it in the movies too, that yes, the Fantastic Four exists. This isn't anything too crazy. They're gonna fight a kaiju, they're gonna fight mole men, they're gonna fight something else they're gonna fight what monkeys that like extremely intelligent monkeys. And so I love that now they're getting to be able to do this stuff that's it would be considered weird, but because of the world you live in where there are superheroes all the time, it's not weird. So
Yeah.
now you can do the wild outfits, the crazy powers, the stuff that we
It,
would have thought would have
it
been
is
crazy
it
before.
is night and day the world we live in now compared to like when X-Men and Spider Raimi Spider-Man first came out, where like the X-Men had to be in black leather because
Yeah.
God forbid there was any color in their suits they wore. They even made fun of it in the movie where
Yeah.
Wolverine's like, "You guys wear this leather?" And he's like, "Would you want blue and yellow spandex?"
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
I appreciate that we are there as a society where culturally we accept the goofiness, the
Mhm.
inherent goofiness and silliness of comics. I'm with you, Shannon. The fits, yo, the Fantastic Four got some nice fit. Yo, give
Clean.
me one of them. Yo, give me the matching sweater and sweater pants and the white gloves and boots. No,
Mhm.
call it a day, man. They got some nice
They
fits in this
clean.
movie.
Hmm.
Uh,
Mhm.
I, I, I'm with you, Shannon. I really enjoyed this movie. I think I enjoyed the first two halves of this movie better than I did the last third. Everything leading up to it, like I said this before, everything that makes a movie, I loved about this movie. The costumes, the music, the world building. I just really appreciate all of it. I love the fact that we get to see Ben Grimm as a pilot more than just like the like I was like, yo, Ben got a little Star Fox action going on.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. He'll
yeah,
he'll
like
barrel roll. He'll
yeah,
barrel roll quickly.
Ben
Yeah.
is on his
Mhm.
pilot stuff. So like I really appreciated that. When they first got to like Galactus's like planet, it felt very like alien in the sense of like the movie Alien. It felt kind of creepy. Yeah, man. Like I kind of appreciate the fact that this movie is pretty much about Sue. This is like her movie. It's not really
Mhm.
usually I would say in the other three movies, Reed is the focus, but like this is a Sue movie. And maybe even a Franklin movie when you really think about it, but it's pretty much
Yeah.
like Sue is the main focus of this movie, and I appreciated that. Yeah, man, I really enjoyed all of it. I think like when Galactus shows up at the end, it's not like I didn't enjoy myself, but it just felt very like I've seen this before. I've seen a big something in the city. you know, and
Hmm.
then like I don't know, like it just felt weird to me. It just felt like them in New York with Galactus and no one else. Like that was like there's no military presence. You know, I don't know. It was just I don't know. It felt like that was missing something. But I mean I didn't hate it. I tell you what, I actually want to see the four in another movie in this universe before they come to 616. I really dug this like analog science universe. Like, yeah, this isn't a digital, it's a futuristic world, but it's not a digital one. So they have to like put things on vinyl. You know what I mean? Like all
It's
the like
dope.
it's you know, I
Dope
was like, this is
concept.
really dope, man. So all like I said, all the like world building, everything that makes a movie, I liked it. I think the same as Superman. I give it a solid B. I
Hmm.
think the next Fantastic Four movie is like going to be way better than this one, or whatever we see the Fantastic Four in after this. But I enjoyed myself, man. I think out of all the Fantastic Four movies that have come out, this is the best one.
Mm.
Yeah, I agree.
I I loved it. I loved it. I There were so many reasons I love this movie. I think, but I also have a big question that I'll ask y'all in a bit. The big thing that like I saw from this was like, this is the Fantastic Four I read in comic books. No shades. No, actually, all the shade. All the shade to all these other Fantastic Four movies. But like, this is what I read in comic books. Like, I got to see a family. Like, they acted like a family. They they like were beloved. They looked like Grimm wasn't just constantly talking about, oh, like I'm a monster, help me.
Emma
Like,
Monster Reeves.
you need to help me. Like, yes, it is
Only
a
a blind
plot
person would
point.
love me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like damn. That is a plot point in the comic books, but
I
like,
can't tell my family she's black, but
Yeah.
you know, dog. You know, dog. You know, Ben came home. Hey, mom. Like, and then as soon as she came in, like, Ben, you need to leave.
And you know that thing, they're like, you need to leave. The
oh
meeting.
my goodness.
You need to leave.
Anyways, like Ben's living life, and people
Yeah,
love Ben. They're not afraid of Ben. So
yeah.
he's the
Kids love
thing.
him.
They love him. So like, I finally got to see that in the movie. Like, yeah, he kind of wishes he was human, but like,
They love
he
him.
out here. He out
Yeah,
here. You know what I'm saying? He's like the most accessible Fantastic Four. You ain't going to have conversations with Reed. And Sue is one of the most popular people on the planet. And Johnny's a rock star. But Thing shops at the same sub shop as you. You know what I'm saying? So he's like, hey,
yep,
it's the thing. That's
yeah, yeah.
exactly how it
He's
is
the
in comic
neighborhood
books.
superhero, even though he's like the
Yes.
world superhero. Yeah,
And every now and then he's like, oh, dang, something's going on. So you'll see the Thing randomly show up in a Spider-Man comic book, be like, oh, yeah, I was playing cards with Wolverine. It's all you needed help. All right, I'm going back to the Baxter building. Reed's up to his crazy stuff. All right, see you later. Like, that would happen in the Marvel Universe because the Thing is just out here. So, like, seeing him not be haunted, constantly haunted in a movie was refreshing. I want to spend time on Sue. I'll quickly name Pedro Pascal played Reed really well, but he
yeah.
also was Pedro Pascal.
Oh
You know
yeah,
what I'm saying?
oh
Like
yeah.
the man he's a great actor, but he's Pedro Pascal. Everything he's in, he's Pedro Pascal, and that's not shade because Denzel is Denzel in
Denzel does the
everything.
same
Yeah.
thing, and I got no
Denzel is
problems with
Denzel in everything, and it's been working for as long as I've been watching movies, and he better not stop. You know what I'm saying? So like,
Mhm.
no shade to Pedro Pascal. Like, but it's like Pedro Pascal playing the smartest dumbass in the world because that's what Reed is. So I can't be mad at him. But I want to talk about Sue. Vanessa Kirby was a dope Sue Storm. Like Sue, so the only thing that I would say she wasn't, but literally everything else, being like likable, being motherly, but being like, someone that people admired. Because that's the thing you need to see about Sue. People admire Sue. The reason countries wanted to rock with Sue was because they admired her. Yes,
Mm,
of course, some people thought she was cute or whatever, but like she is such a good person and such a respectable and intelligent person that people just wanted Sue to like them,
yeah,
right? That's why she had power and clout like that. And I think that's exactly how it played out in the movie. So like I appreciated that. Oh, sorry. One other thing before I keep going into Sue is they showed how intelligent all the four is. Like, there's a
Yeah.
reason the country was okay with them flying off into space and coming back. Like, Sue is a genius. The Human Torch is a genius. The Thing is not a genius, but the man is nasty at flying. Like, they're all smart. It's just that Reed is so much smarter than all of them that it doesn't seem like they're geniuses. They seem like us. But at the end of the day,
Yeah.
they're all scientists. All of
Johnny-
them are scientists.
Johnny broke down the alien language, and he's the
Yes.
dumb one. Like,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
he's like,
And we finally
oh,
got to see that. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? We never seen that in any of the other movies. We're just like, oh, Johnny's dumb. But like, no, Johnny's a scientist.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he's just not Reed Richards, you know?
yeah,
So,
yeah.
Because we always wonder, like, how is he an astronaut? You have to be very smart to be an astronaut. But yeah, in the other movies, they did not show that. And
Yeah.
and just
There-
to your point, it took
You-
him like 4 attempts before his family finally even listened to him. It's like, bro,
Yeah.
I've broken down the language. Oh, okay, yeah, but Reed's doing something like
They're all Earthlings in DBZ. They're stupid strong. Krillin, stupid strong. Tien, stupid strong. Even Hercule, compared to the average human, stupid strong. But compared to a Super Saiyan, they look weak, and that's all it is. Like,
That's it.
They're
That's
just living with a Super Saiyan, and they all look weak. But compared to the average layman, they are like light years ahead of them.
Mhm.
that is a great breakdown.
Yes, yes.
Good job, Mark. It's phenomenal. All right, so here's my thing about Sue. What they didn't show in Sue that Vanessa Kirby did not play out in, which I think is hilarious, is while Sue is all those things that Vanessa Kirby was, Sue is flirty. Sue will flirt. She will flirt her tail off. If you are a powerful ruler, Sue will flirt. Sue like power. She like people who rule over things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Sue that's like a through line of anyone that Sue finds attractive and that finds Sue attractive. Usually they rule a country. You know what I'm saying? And the other thing is Reed does not show Sue any attention in the comics. And so like Sue is deprived of
Yeah.
attention, male attention. And when she shows up to these folks, Dr.
They
Doom like,
see
yo,
it.
you bad.
They
Yeah.
like, yo, hey, it turns into a 90s R&B, like, he ain't treating you right. Hey, girl,
Yeah.
let me do you know?
Namor he's like, I know he ain't doing what he's supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? Namor's like, I know what you need,
Grab the
girl.
back of your neck to make you listen to me.
Namor's like, why are you playing games?
No.
Sue? Come on.
And you know why? Because when Reed lay it down, he lay it down, and it's different every time.
Lay it down. Leo. I'm talking like, yo.
Whatever Sue wants on that occasion, Reed can give it to her, and that's probably why she's like, I ain't going nowhere. I ain't.
Yeah.
Yep, that is the truth, bruh. That is the truth. But like, so I would say that's Sue. The only other thing I'll name is Sue is like that. So when you saw her pushing Galactus, yeah, that I believed it. Like, yeah, she has it in her to do something like that. And yeah, of course she's gonna die afterwards. But like she got it like that. If she was a mutant, she would be an Omega level mutant.
Oh, so Nels, I want to ask you. So, one, is she low key the strongest of the four? And then two, she did seem like she had the Jean Grey, like, after I do something, I'm gonna faint.
Yeah,
Kind of
yeah.
like,
Sue is the coldest. I would say that. Like her power, her skill set, and her powers are the coldest. Like it's kind of hard to say who's the strongest. Like the Human Torch can turn into a supernova. You know what I'm saying? The Thing is as strong as the Hulk sometimes. You know what I'm saying? That's ridiculous. And
That's
Reed is so
wild.
smart. He can act like Mr. Plastic and or Plastic Man.
Yeah.
Y'all know Plastic Man is ridiculous. So like, and Reed can get to that. So like, they're all great, but Sue Storm is cold. Like the things that she can control with a force field, and the things she can like turn telepathically invisible. Like she's nasty. Like if Black Widow had her powers, Black Widow would be a supervillain. You know what I'm saying? Like Sue is cold. So
Yeah.
that's what I would say with Sue.
I you know, I appreciate that. I appreciate Sue. I really love the use of power in this movie. Like when Reed is trying to like do the ultrasound and see the baby, and Sue's like, "You want to see the baby?" And she just makes her womb invisible. I was like, "Damn, that is dope." That was a sick moment. Like the whole birth scene with her giving birth, and then the last push, and she like turns invisible. Like I don't know, you know, fellas, we're all fathers. How messy was that spaceship afterwards, though? Like, like
They got a robot though.
it was
I'm
going
assuming the
up and
robot was.
rolling all over the place. Like,
That
everyone's like,
robot had to
"Oh, oh, it's
he
in
had
my
to
mouth!
detail
It's in my mouth!"
it. He had to detail it and just
There were
start
some
from
things she
scratch.
made invisible. Let's just say that. Because I've been there before.
Yeah.
There's some stuff. It don't look like that. You know what I'm saying?
Nate's like, "I can't see. I can't see."
There are some things made invisible. Man, dog, that the fear of your child being birthed. I can't imagine that happening while this demon space cosmic alien is
What?
trying to take your child at the same time.
What is it like? You're not allowed to fly during the third trimester. I'm like, you're definitely not allowed to go to space.
Yeah.
With an alien coming after you.
And like they were
Yeah.
just like, "Oh, we'll see what happens." I'm like, "Dog, there was no like wet nurse, there was no like doctors on the spaceship. It was just them four. Like, oh, we'll figure it out. We got Reed's here, so like if
Yeah.
the baby
Yeah.
comes, we'll figure it out."
We got Reed. It's ridiculous, man. So the question I have for y'all is I thought this was good, but I know the Fantastic Four, and I
Mhm.
could see what I've been reading. So I felt connected to those characters immediately. But like, did someone who doesn't know them, do they have a connection with these characters? Because like if this is your first time at bat and you are like watching this, do you feel like you have a connection to those characters? Like oh, I get it. Like yeah, this is cool. I can get into this movie.
I, I'll say right quick.
Yeah.
I mean, I would say yes. I think it
Mhm.
would also depend where you are in life, like and the reason I say that is because even again, the Fantastic Four, I know pretty much, the same as what you were saying, Mark. Like I've seen the movies, in cartoon. I really hadn't read, the comics. But I think especially the part of being a parent, seeing the stuff that Sue did, I'm like, I get it. I get it. Like, because they say that there's this extra level of strength that you would have if your child was in danger, this extra level. And especially you couple that with the mom being the one, that extra
Mhm.
like mom strength or whatever it is. And she's got power. So whatever she can do with her powers, she can do it times 10, times 100 or whatever because her child is in danger. And then the fact too of everyone wanting to protect their child, their nephew, so I'm like, I definitely felt that connection of yo, we will do whatever we need to do because the choice is let him take the child or we figure out how to essentially save the child and obviously the balance of the world. But I would say I think that's a connection that anyone who's a parent, I think they could get. And then the rest of the family dynamic, feeling that family dynamic, yeah, I think it depends where you are as a maybe even child wise as well too, because again, I would think maybe for like the youngest child, I'm the youngest in mine, and I feel like maybe that happens sometimes because again, where the Human Torch, Johnny Storm had like a great idea, and he's like, I know this is a good idea, I got this, but they're like, you're the little one. Like, sit down before you hurt yourself. Like, let us solve it. But you're
Mhm.
like, no, but no, you don't get it. Like, I'm very smart too.
Mhm.
So, so 'cause, I feel like that's happened a time or two, and so
Yeah,
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely, absolutely. I didn't
yeah.
even
It's
think
like,
about
wait,
that.
wait, but I'm
That's
smart. I
real.
know stuff.
Hmm.
Yeah. Not like Shannon, to piggyback on what you said, I think like especially like as a father, what Reed was talking about, how Sue's like, "Well, you were thinking about it, weren't you? You were thinking about giving our baby away." And he's like, "Yes, I have to think about that. Like I have to think about the worst possible thing that could happen so it doesn't happen." And like as a father, I completely related to that. It's like I'm always constantly thinking about the worst thing that can happen so it doesn't. You know what I mean? And it doesn't mean I want that to happen, but I just need to like live in the reality of the situation. So like I
There's a
completely connect.
wrinkle to that though, that she sees her husband who constantly is doing that, but if he's saying it, he's the smartest man on the planet. If he's saying it, he's already deduced that that's the best option. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
Like when she was like, "You want to use Franklin as bait," and he was like, "Yeah, I thought about it." She already knows that like he knows out of all the different things that he's thought about, that is single-handedly the best plan.
yeah.
And he probably also knew giving up Franklin was probably the best option as well.
But I
And
think
that's why she was upset.
But I think that's the beauty of that. Logistically, giving up Franklin is the best plan. As a father, though, I can't allow it. So
My
what do
job is
I?
to make sure
Yeah,
giant creatures don't take my child.
but
It's in the
I
job
think that's the
description.
dynamic, and like I think that's the burden of Reed. You know, he's like, yes, logically, we should give Galactus our son. Everyone lives, life goes on. We didn't even think we would be able to have a baby, you know, but I don't want to do that, Sue. I don't want to do that, and I'm trying to not let that be a possibility, you know.
The wildest part of this movie that I don't think folks realized was when they came back from space and they were walking back into the Baxter building, and somebody's like, "Are we safe?" And Reed turned around and said, "I don't know." Like it could have just been seen as a dramatic scene, but let's put that into context for the folks who live on that planet. That is the smartest man on the planet. You have
Mhm.
seen him do amazing things. Like, and look at the technology that they have. Look what Reed is doing with
Yeah,
the technology that they have. And the smartest man who has probably never said the words "I don't know" in his life goes
Mhm.
into space, comes back and is like, "I don't know if we're good, y'all."
yeah, I
Yeah.
don't know. I just don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see what
That's,
happens.
you
It
I'm
was
know,
gonna
like
try
that
my best.
it was like
that
it
would
was like
freak you out.
that Drewski. I don't know. Y'all seen that Drewski meme? He was like, I don't know. It could go either way. It was 50-50. It can go either way. That's exactly how it was.
But one thing I want to say is, you know, we mentioned about how we don't need to do a backstory anymore with these superhero movies, and I agree. But like, if I could have used anything in this movie, I feel like maybe I could have used a backstory on why they're such a loving family. And I
Mm.
don't know if you can do one without the other, but I know the Fantastic Four, so I understand that they're like Marvel's first family and they love each other. But if I didn't know the Fantastic Four, I don't really understand these dynamics. I don't understand Johnny and Ben being like the fun uncles and Sue and Reed's dynamic and like you said, Nels, like Sue loves Reed, but like Reed is just like in the clouds with his science, so I don't know, like I think I need this movie needed some type of like relationship backstory.
Mm.
Like maybe it shows them all meeting in college, or it shows like the before we like do the flashback, it's like Reed and Sue's wedding or something. You know what I mean? I feel like you could have got something like that to help like jumpstart these relationships. But other than that, I mean I think it was a great take on this universe and these characters.
Well, y'all, anything else?
The Silver Surfer, dope.
Oh, I gotta talk about Franklin. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Go ahead and talk about Silver Surfer.
No, no, no.
But
Silver Surfer, the actress, I forget her name, but she's in Ozarks.
yeah, but
You know, if
oh
you
no,
don't,
what's her name?
I forget
Julia
her name, but
Garner.
it's like, if you don't stop me, you're gonna have to kill me. You seen that meme?
Hmm.
Fellas, I don't know if she needed to be cast as a Silver Surfer, and I only bring that up because the surfer does not look like her. Let alone, I don't think it sounds like her. So I'm just like, it could have been anybody. She did a great job, but like,
Hey, but you might as well get her.
I
I
mean,
think
you
that was
might
the
as
logic.
well, but I'm just
I
like,
think
at
that was their
least
logic.
I feel like if you're gonna get that person, make it look like them. I don't know. I just feel like if you're not gonna make it look or sound like them, then why get them? It could be anybody.
Unless they're gonna use her again for something else,
That might be true.
which that's probably
Yeah.
what's gonna happen. They're gonna use her again.
Silver Surfer, dog. I don't know. There's been buzz. Ooh, a girl Silver Surfer, a woman Silver Surfer. Yo, she was cold. The
Mhm.
like, I herald his beginning. No, I will say this. I never understood the Silver Surfer as being like not a sympathetic character, but just being a remorseful. Like she was like, yo, I'm doing you a favor. The end is coming. I'm telling you it's coming, so you have time to like hug your loved ones, do what you always wanted to do, love who you always wanted to love. And like I've never seen that before. I'm not saying it's not in the comic. I just never seen it before from the Silver Surfer. I really appreciated that. I was like, that's dope. Another thing, I never knew how bad the Silver Surfer was, dog. The Silver Surfer is cold, bro.
Oh, bruh.
like,
Yes.
The Silver Surfer's
like,
cold,
like when the
bruh.
Silver Surfer was chasing him down in light speed or hyperspace, I was like, well, damn. And
Yeah.
and then when they're doing the Patrick Star, let's take Bikini Bottom and move it over here with Earth. First of all, with that plan, I was like, okay, Ryu, you're gonna move Earth. What about the sun? Like, how are like what are we gonna do, Reed? Like
Gravitational pull, atmosphere,
gravity, the
UV
sun.
rays.
like, what then?
Smartest dumbass.
but
Yeah, man.
but when they're about to initiate the plan and all the bridges are locking in, and then that one bridge doesn't, and like, what's going on? And you see the surfer just like blowing them all up. I was like,
Mhm.
damn. I was like, the Silver Surfer is the one. like I never knew they
Cold.
were that cold, dog.
Yeah, oh yeah. Silver Surfer's cold.
Yeah.
And we got the Silver Surfer done right. Now I will say this, Shannon, Rise of the Silver Surfer is a terrible movie, but Silver Surfer looked really cool in the movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
that scene in the beginning where Johnny is chasing the Silver Surfer, very nice, very
Yeah.
well done.
Mhm.
Mhm.
But other than that, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
I'll
yeah.
say also I appreciated the, I guess, attention to detail, because I think the part where you were saying where they were maybe going through the wormhole or whatever, but hyperspeed, just the fact that it wasn't even really the Silver Surfer doing this, but because of the way things work out there, they're trying to shoot a laser at her, and they're like, "Yo, it's bending, like it's bending," and so we can't get a straight shot. But even just little stuff like that, that attention to detail, because I assume physics, this and that, if you're going at light speed, shooting something, oh, it's not going to go straight. It's going to go at these like
Hmm.
calculated angles, even though,
Yeah.
so just
And
even like that little attention to detail.
and then Nels, maybe you can like I feel like there's a part in the movie where like someone's like, well, why don't we just go through another black hole or something? And like Reed was like, dog, he's like, first of all, like we got lucky and like it gave us like maybe a month. Like she's cold, dog. He's we don't got a lot of time. She's
We got
cold.
a month.
She's gonna
She's
come
gonna
by.
come. It's gonna take her a month to come back from a black hole. Do you know who we dealing with? She's the threat. If it was just her alone, I don't know if we'll make it, y'all. She's carrying that big dude over here. It's a problem. All right, y'all. Franklin Richards. I'll be quick, and then I think we get to go. So, yes, Franklin Richards is one of the most powerful cosmic beings on the planet. That is exactly what it says in the comic book. Franklin, I think one of the coolest things about Franklin Richards, and probably the my favorite part of the Fantastic Four series, written by Jonathan Hickman. At one point, Franklin, like Galactus, is coming to Earth. He's like, look, y'all, it's y'all's time. I know you shooed me away. Every other year, you shoot me away. But this time, I'm serious. It's on. I'm coming after y'all. If Franklin Richards goes and turns Galactus into his herald. So he has Galactus as a herald. And so Galactus goes around telling people he's the herald of Franklin Richards.
Oh my
It is the
God.
wildest thing I ever saw, yo.
Wow.
And I was like, Franklin Richards is the most powerful being in the universe.
Yeah.
So, in case you're wondering, yeah. And he's
Is
technically
he
considered a
is
mutant.
he the most powerful being
Yeah.
in Marvel?
Yeah. I
Wow.
mean, the only things that are competing against it are things that like you see in cutscenes
Yeah.
because they're like, oh, this is like a god. So okay, like yeah, like that's what he's on.
Mm.
He's stronger than Galactus, much stronger than Galactus. You know what I'm saying? Did you not hear what I said? He turned Galactus into a herald. That's the type of stuff. Yeah. So there's not. You can create a character that's stronger than Franklin Richards, but that's
Hmm.
what you would have to do. Like Thanos ain't banging with Franklin. You know what I'm
Is
saying?
is Franklin a mutant?
Yes, he's technically a mutant
Mm.
because he was born with those powers. And
Yeah.
that is literally the definition of mutant. Like an X gene chromosome unlocks and you have powers and you're
So,
considered a mutant.
do y'all think I'm getting into theory territory? I don't. Did y'all see Thunderbolts?
Hmm.
Yeah.
You saw the end credit where the
The
ship.
ship.
Do
Hmm.
y'all think the four bring the X gene to 616?
Well, technically, the X gene is already there because we've already, before this movie, have
That's
heard
true.
about two mutants, Namor and
That is
what's her
true.
name, Kamala. So this is the third mutant that we've technically seen.
Mm.
So I don't know. I don't know.
I
Good
I I
question.
want to ask y'all that specifically. Like, why do y'all think the four come to the 616 universe? And is Doom, is he from that universe or is he like outside of time or whatever?
I hope he's from that universe. Like once I saw what they 828, I believe is the name of the universe. Once I saw that universe, I'm like, that's where I want Doom to be from. But I think they came there. I think they came there because Galactus got back. I actually thought that's how the movie was going to end. They're like, we're just going to flee the dimension and Galactus will come after us, and that's how we'll save the planet, our sacrifice. And they ended up in 616. But
Yeah,
that's my
I'm with
guess.
you. Now, I honestly thought it was gonna go like they lost
Hmm.
and they came to
Yeah.
616 to like maybe save their universe. So I'm kind of confused, like what
Mm.
I'm trying to think what would bring them to 616 unless they just were out there. Life is good now. We get to go to explore space, and they ended up in a wormhole or something.
Yeah. One of my thoughts too was, I mean, it's like, why would you want to fight him again? But because they were saying this black hole, this thing we made, it is going to put you in a place that is comparable to Earth, like you could survive there because all they did when they finally said, "Oh, we're gonna like make him go in it," they didn't like change the coordinates or anything, right? Like he would still go to a place where they would have been safe to send Earth. And so I'm
Mm.
like, they might be like, something happened, they get some distress signal or something, but they're like, yo, by us getting rid of him, we just put all these other people in danger, and now they have to come help out or something.
That I want that version. I
Yeah,
want that
yeah.
version. That's a
I
great version.
I think that somehow the end of Endgame and Loki and this movie are gonna like tie into Doomsday. I really think Captain America, when he goes back to reset the Infinity Stones, I feel like that's gonna tie into like Doomsday. And I also think Loki, the end of Loki, like getting all the timelines, all the multiverses together, and he's now like the new, I don't know what you call it, keeper of the multiverses. I think that's
Mm.
going to tie into all this because also they're making another Thor movie, and I think we're
They're
going to
making
get a
another
look.
Thor movie?
Yeah, they're making another Thor movie, Thor
Okay.
5, and that's definitely going to be a like a Loki and Thor like
Buddy
brother,
cop
like
movie.
they're gonna end with happy. They're gonna end a happy note.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Well, we shall see. And yeah, man. Fantastic Four. We shall see.
Fantastic Four.
And for those of you listening, we got some fun stuff coming up, y'all. So definitely listen out. Check us out on social medias because it's gonna be fun. And yeah, fellas, thank you. Good. We're good. We're good. We're
Appreciate
good.
it.
We're going. Thank you for listening. We have a new episode every month. You can find us on all social media at Popcult Crew, POPCULTCREW. Email us at the podcast at gmail.com. become a member of the Pop Cult at our Patreon, patreon.com/popcultcrew, where you can see all of our full video episodes. Don't forget to rate us, review, and subscribe. And as always, join the cult. Peace.
Peace.
Pop Cult Crew.